What it do, everybody? This is Junior Zamarone coming at you from Ukiah, California for a special edition of Baseball, Bobbleheads, and Brews. On today's show, I have a couple bros of mine from the East Coast. Then we're going to be talking about a limited edition Group Bobblehead. And finally, your boy is going to be trying some Cervezas, and I'm going to try to see which one really is el más fina. So let's get this international incident going and kick this party off right. I want to welcome to the show my bros from the East Coast. We got the Red Sox bro and we got the Yankee bro. Introduce yourself, guys.
You already know Red Sox bro. King Killer 2018 World Series. What's up? All right, you can go, Will.
Yankee bro. No cheating. World Series.
It's been a decade. It's been a decade.
We can agree that none of you guys are the trash throws, stealing, banging trash cans.
Facts.
I mean, the manager went over to the Red Sox. He's part of.
What do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you know how I feel about that. I feel like the Spanish. I feel like they threw it on the Spanish guy. I ain't gonna hold you. But that's just how I feel about it. You know. I'm just saying. Ownership new. That's all I'm saying.
AJ Hinch did come in, and he's now coaching with the Tigers. So it does seem like he got off scot-free. So
yeah, no, 100%.
Facts. I agree.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming on in, and we're going to talk a limited edition bobblehead, and we're going to be talking about some brews. So, Sean, what'd you bring to the bar?
Oh, this is top tier shit, guys. You know, I want to share with y'all. It's not. This ain't the kind of shit that's on the show. So I just want you guys to understand that there's levels to this shit. You understand what I'm saying?
You gotta drink 12 of those to feel anything.
This is 6%, bitch. Watch your mouth. Second. So this right here is a Pilsner. Presidente, you know what I'm saying? If you're Dominican, you know what it is. You know, co-owner Alex Rodriguez is actually a co-owner of this. So this is a baseball thing. You know what I'm saying? This is a baseball thing. Understand that, Will. You know, it goes down smooth. You can eat it with mangoes. You can eat it with rice. You know, usually when you drink 6 of these, you're messing with a woman or you get into a fight. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Presidente, we on here rap.
Does it come with steroids?
It's trash. Yeah.
Damn. Yo, he's talking about your guy. Why are you agreeing with him? What are you doing?
He was trash. He was trash. I never liked him.
You never like A-Rod?
No.
You're a fucking liar, bro.
I didn't. I swear to God. I didn't.
Now, Mariners A-Rod, I was okay with.
That's different. I go with Mariners. Yankees. Once he came to Yankees,
it's funny I say that though, but he's been juicing his whole career.
Yeah, I know. That's
so like, I mean, how you gonna like him in the Mariners, not like him in the Yankees? It's weird.
Because we didn't know that.
And his best years was with Texas. So I mean, if anything, we're gonna go Texas A-Rod. But
yeah, but he was in the beginning stages. That's what we like, the rookie stage.
Nah, I mean, A-Rod was the man, bro. Don't never take nothing away from that dude, man. Never take nothing out of the top 3 shortstops. I don't care what anyone says who's the best one. You know, that's just my opinion.
Juice, yeah, that's cool.
Did you forget about Ozzie Smith, Omar Vizquel?
Who? He's talking about numbers. More than numbers than any of that.
I mean, look, this is how I look at it. When it came to Nomar, especially, but when it came to Nomar, Jeter, A-Rod, those were the 3 that, in my opinion, changed the position. Even though your man Cal Ripken Jr. was there, you know, putting up big numbers at that position, but in general, like they made it cool. Like shortstop is a cool position in general, but power became cool. You know what I'm saying? Hitting 30 home runs, hitting doubles, that became a I mean, Jeter did it once, but in general, I'm saying like that became like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? So for me, A-Rod definitely. What and it goes back to being marketable, man. You know, so like he's probably the most marketable one by far. So even though Jeter was pretty marketable too. I don't take it away from that.
Okay.
Captain.
Can I go back to my beer? Anyway,
about your beer.
I got this one. It's called the Sean Special. It's called the Little Thing.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's the Sean, little Sean.
nah, it gotta say binga on it. It don't say
IPA. Nah, it's a family show, bro. Come on, stop.
Oh, you're right.
What kind of beer is that?
We got it's an IPA.
All right, an IPA, and I'm rounding it out with the Pacifico, representing Mexico.
Oh, you see, that's my.
That was good.
Brett right here. Brett right here. Where your Puerto Rican beer? Will soft.
I'm American today.
You didn't have Modelo. You ran out.
Cheers, guys.
Modelo don't taste
Cheers,
good.
man. Cheers. We're gonna have a couple of these.
We're gonna need it with the company that we keep.
100%, 6% on that.
Ooh, it's nice and cold, bro.
I have a feeling that yours might be the highest alcohol by volume because mine comes in at a 4.5, but it has a bold, robust flavor, and that's what I look for in a beer.
Oh, it's crazy because Will loves the bold and robust flavor. That's crazy. You guys have a lot in common. Will, what's your percentage?
Can you mute him, Junior? Put the beat on it.
No, this is too entertaining for me.
6.7.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, all right. You brought the big boy beer to the table.
He always does that shit. It's weird. I think it's because he collects small bobbles. He always gets like the highest beer. It's weird. Like it's I don't understand. Like he's trying to prove some shit.
When you got Jody laughing, we got a problem. We need to mute it. Shut it. All right?
What are you talking about? I just think it's weird, bro. You always do that shit. Small
So
ass.
when it comes to Bobbleheads, you guys have a podcast. What made you guys start the podcast?
I mean, it started as a kind of just honestly going out to games. So like we went to a couple of games, like like all of us, we go to Bobblehead games throughout the season. And I remember having a conversation with like, yo, man, I missed that. Like that's something I missed big. Like, what could we do to keep it, similar to that? You know what I mean? Like in the experiences, like I remember just meeting with guys like I've never knew in my life, never talked to. And just because we have the hobby in common, we just was like, we kicked it, you know what I mean? And it was like, all right, cool. So it was like we were friends for years. So I was like, yo, well, we need to turn that into a cast. So, we talked about concept. We're still learning. I think we're at our 28th episode now. Got over 2,000 downloads. So I mean, it's been super successful. It's fun. The hardest part is just the consistency aspect of it. In a year like this, just things happen. You know what I mean? We'll have to go to work. I have to move around. I don't have time to edit. So just a lot. In general, it's just a lot. You know what I'm saying? But the podcast was a great idea. I think we met a bunch of guys on it. We put you on there. We met a bunch of guys that we would have never had opportunity to meet. We laugh, talk shit. It's super fun for sure.
Yeah, when I was on, there was a lot of camaraderie. Even the trash talking that happens between the three of us, it's okay. It's all in jest, but if you get your feelings hurt, have another beer, take the next one.
I was trying to tell Will, like, what? I didn't want to put this on. I didn't want to put this on YouTube because I felt like my boy would be hurt here. But I'm gonna just say it because he's my guy. You know what I'm saying? So Will was really hurt about the Clemente trivia. So like afterwards, he told me, he said, bro, please don't ever do that. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, don't ever do that because if you do that, I'm not doing the podcast anymore.
Don't put me on the spot.
I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, I'm not gonna have you play me in front of everyone like that. So it brought some issues, man. So I just want to tell you, that's because of you, Junior.
Don't believe
it's
it.
It's all my fault.
Don't believe it, Junior.
Whenever something happens, always blame it on me. But we can work through it for sure.
He's full of it, boy, I tell you.
So, Will, what about you? What drove you towards the podcast, or were you dragged along for the ride?
I dragged along for the ride. I hate talking to people. I'm not a people person, so he dragged me. But it was more boring. We were all bored, and COVID hit, and what's left to do? You know what I'm saying? So can't go to a game. So the best thing is, we got to be distanced. You know what I mean? So the best thing to do is do a virtual type thing where we can still communicate and keep that distance. So, I just came along for the ride. But it's a good ride. I like it. It's a good ride.
I mean, it's fun. It's something because, I'm going to say the Wise probably had a lot to do with our podcast too, because we talk a lot of shit in general. So they'd always see us just talking shit to each other, like on the phone, texting, whatever. And then, like, I don't know, if Jamie was looking at it one time and she was just laughing about it. And like, yo, y'all should have like your own show because y'all be putting some stupid ass shit together. So I was just like, and I kind of just clicked right then and I was like, how hard is it to do a podcast? You know, and especially in this year, man. Like 2020 is probably the year created the most podcasts ever. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with the year, the time, you know, and even time when you want to be with your family and friends, you really can't. So, us having a podcast where we can talk, you know, shop, talk baseball, talk bobbles is great, man. We really enjoy it. We like having people on, you know, and
It's been
stay
a
tuned. We
while.
got some fire.
It's been a while since I've seen this guy. You know what I mean? It's been a while. I mean, it's been a while. The
Yeah.
only time we get to see each other pretty much now is Zoom. We do this podcast.
Mhm.
It's been a while.
So, which one was your favorite one so far?
We're gonna say Junior. You know, it's only right to say.
Don't kiss my ass.
Hey, look. We had a white dude that this dude brought, bro. He had me in tears.
Why would be
Remember
racist with it?
the sarcastic shit he was saying, bro? It had me in tears. God, he had me in tears.
It was weird.
I don't
I
know.
haven't released that one yet, but stay tuned. I was gonna be a Cardinals guy.
If I pick one, I will have to go with the Catman. I don't know, for some strange reason.
Really?
Yeah. He made me change my views on his work as well and what he puts into it. So I have to go with Catman.
Favorite's hard. Favorite's hard because you got to understand that people fall into different. You can't put everybody in the same boat. You understand what I'm saying? Because of the fact that we're all different type of collectors. So, like, if you want to go like who's the funniest or like shit like that, or who was the best as far as like prep. So, the thing is like for instance, I use Kano as an example. Kano used to host a radio show. You understand what I'm saying? So he's very prepped in the sense that he can hold a conversation. He has long-ended answers. So he just knew how kind of to work a show. You understand what I'm saying? Or even a guy like Nick, who's a teacher. You know what I'm saying? Who presents a lot. You know what I'm saying? Does breaks. He's gonna be a lot more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And having conversations with us, he's gonna be a lot more comfortable. You understand what I'm saying? Versus like. You did our show before you even started the YouTube channel, or right around the time. Like, I think you might have had like maybe 2 episodes out or something like that. Because when I first saw it, is when I was like, "Hey man, get on here real quick so we can, we'll combine it." But so for me, I think if I put them in categories, um, the one we did with Nick had a lot of buzz just because it's Nick and he has a big following in the Bible community, and the Yankee guys in general do a pretty good job of. Whenever we put a Yankee guy on, we pretty much know. Abraham's is also really good. It was one of our first ones. Nick's was really good. Roberto's was really good. The guy we just did was hilarious from the Cardinals, but very long, man. He'll talk to you to days. And then you got to get guys that warm up. So you get some guys that they'll start off and they're just shaky because they just don't know, or the mic, or they're just not used to talking over a computer. You know what I'm saying? So then you kind of like, you'll see the first half will be kind of like, and then you see them heat up as it ends. You know what I mean? So it just depends, man. It's hard for me to say favorite. I'm gonna say the Nick one was really good. The Roberto was really good. Paul, who's now a third host, but it's different with Paul because of the fact that he again we kind of already have relationships, so it's easier again with guys like him. Paul was good. Yours was solid because we did trivia for the first time, so that was really fun too. But yeah, if I had to say my favorite off gate, man, that's I'm gonna go with one I'm the most surprised about. I was probably most surprised with Abraham. I'm gonna say that, like, just because of the fact that I never talked to this dude a day in my life, never texted him, never had a conversation, jumped in, and he put out a pretty good show. So that might be one of my favorite ones. But as we do the show, we also get better too. You know what I mean? Like, we learn certain things about each other, and we learn how to shorten things up. Because in the beginning, man, some of these shows would run so long just because we're all talkers. So it would run. But I really enjoy it. I mean, what about you? I mean, I know you said the Cardinal guy.
Yeah, no, I like Cat. No, the Cardinal guy was
The
funny.
cat guy was fun too.
Yeah,
And
Cat was entertaining.
Rick Carmado from the Cubs was funny too.
Yeah,
my wife loves that one.
I think
But
I missed one.
but when you hear you on it, but same thing as when you hear like the people around you. Like, I got a lot of guys that hit me up on Facebook and they'll be like, "Bro, it's getting better." You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the delivery's getting better. Will's finally, and something else I get a lot of because Will's not the biggest talker, which is crazy. Because once you get used to him, he is a huge talker. But they'll be like, "Hey, you finally Will." I love when Will gets out. It's almost like when hearing him is such a thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit. Or like when he's not on the show, they're like, "Oh, where's Will?" I mean, I feel like we have so much. So a lot of people relate. So it's always funny, but it's good. I mean, I don't know if I have a favorite. Like I said, it's just different levels to it.
I definitely want to get in and download the one with AGP. I rep a lot of their bobbleheads because they have really good products. So I can't wait to listen to that one and see what's in their future and what was in their past. Little history lesson in bobbleheads.
Yeah, no, the dude was super cool. He's a basketball guy, but he's super dope dude. Like, I hit him up on Twitter. He hit me back. We got back and forth. I mean, he came up. He was like, "Yo, I only got like 30 minutes." I was like, "All right, cool." We was in there for like an hour and 15. So like he's one of those guys too. It's some people don't know how the interview's gonna go, so they want to give themselves a short window. My goal is whenever you give me a short window is to try to make you enjoy yourself to where you'll stick an hour with us or have a good time. But AGP was a fun interview. Catman was a really fun interview too. If you haven't heard that one, that's a really good one. Catman's I'm gonna put this on the YouTube channel. But I mean, you're gonna be the first one to know before I post it. But so for people that don't know, or do know, people in my circle, I guess, my dad passed away a couple weeks ago, and I had Catman do a project for me. I said, "Hey man, I want something I can remember my pops by. It'll be special to me." I was like, "Hey, can you do something?" And he was like, "Yeah, man, definitely. I'd be honored." Blah blah. So time went by. He hit me up like 2 weeks later. He's like, "Yo, man, I got you. What kind of details you want?" It was a great process, man. It was a quick process. Like, he was dead on. You know what I'm saying? Finished the bobblehead, man. I saw I got emotional about it. I was like, man, he knocked it out the park, man. So, but just such a great dude and how you say, just such a great dude in general. So I'm gonna tell you this, and I don't want to mess the Catman's money up, but I'm gonna tell you this because I need y'all to know. So, generally the way the Catman works is he averages his prices anywhere from 150 to 300, depending on the details that go into the bobble. So I was picking up some bobbles from him anyways because I'm building up a Red Sox Catman bobbles, but that really didn't have to do with what I was doing for my dad. So, finally, I hit him. I say, "Hey, bro, what's the price?" You know what I'm saying? Let me know because I want to get you this money, and we'll work it out. So he hits me up. He says, "Hey, blah, blah, blah. I know you get another two Red Sox one for me. Hey, look, pay for those. The father is on me from Catman's family to your family." So when you have guys like that, man, it's like I said, it's a beautiful thing. I wasn't, I didn't ask, dude, and time is money. You know what I'm saying? So anytime someone has to put time or investment or creativity on they should get paid for it. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he was just like, "So me to UG," you know what I mean? Like that was big, especially a guy from Canada versus talking to a kid from the Bronx. You know what I mean? So it's like different worlds, but he understands the hobby. He understands the importance. I think by him hearing the details that I wanted on it, he realized how important it was to me. You understand what I'm saying? So I think he took that and was like, more than just making this, I could build a lifetime friendship. You understand what I'm saying? I think that's something. If you hear the Catman story, or one of my favorite guys, I gotta give him a fucking shout out because damn, we didn't mention one. Mike does some of the best podcasts we ever have. But Mike Perricone from the Canadian Bobbleholics. The problem with Mike though, Mike is a podcaster in general and has done it too. So again, it's hard to put him in that place. But he was the guy that introduced us to Catman and was the guy that told us about all the extra stuff he was doing for the brain, that brain society that Mike does a lot of donations for and stuff out of his page. So great guy, man. Great, great people, man. So if you haven't heard it, listen to Catman. It's a great episode.
Definitely a shout out to Catman. That sort of makes me change my opinion on the bobbleheads they produce, but with top customer service like that, definitely got to add one now to the collection, preferably Roberto Clemente.
Those are the hardest ones, man, to get. We're trying to work this one. And I will tell you this: one thing
you're
about
our plug, so hook it up.
I'll try. I'll see what I have. The funny thing with him though, and it's the same thing. So when we all got into it, and we still talk about this on the cast, we didn't like the art because we were more into the newer bobbles. You understand what I'm saying? And we always felt like the drawing art was kind of kiddish in a way, or just too vintagey. But I ended up buying a Jim Rice a while back, and when I bought it, I remember getting it and being like, "Whoa, like this is a really nice piece of art. Like this is really nice." And then you start comparing it, like, man, like I'm really like the flow of this. This bobblehead actually bobbles. Like that's one of the biggest things. The biggest things I love about them is they bobble for real. Ain't no wobble twice. You hit that thing, it's gonna be wobbling for a good 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So in general, you feel the art, you feel the detail, you feel the work. Anything that's hand painted, and literally, man, he clays them. So he molds them, he does the whole thing.
You got some behind us? Show us. You got one behind? This.
Oh, you see this one, but so this is the, I don't know if you can see it that good, but this is the Ted Will. As you can see, it's bobbling the heck right now, but it's Yeah, 1942 Triple Crown. It's 13 out of 50. I mean, like I said, and you just wobble that thing, man. It's gone.
All hand done.
It's all hand done, all of it.
Damn.
Bat, paint, everything.
Lettering, everything.
Yeah, lettering. He paints the lettering. You know, the line, everything. Everything is handmade. So,
all right, definite.
Like I said,
tip of the cap. That is quality right there. I thought it was all like cookie cutter like all the other bobbleheads, but if it's handcrafted, there's some love and there's some sweat that goes into that, and that actually adds to what it is. Now I can understand why there's so much.
Yeah, I mean, and what's funny because when he talked to us about it, he's like, "Hey, bro, I was only selling these bobbles for $30-$40, you know, and then on eBay, you know, these bobbles went crazy, and he realized like, oh, what, you know, what's going on, and then literally said, all right, well, there's a market for me, so." And you get a lot of bad talk. You got some people say this isn't the right guy. This isn't the original. It's all bullshit, man. We've seen the pics. We've talked. We've seen the bobbles. He's just real deal. You know what I mean? And if anybody, just let me know. I'll blast his ass up.
So are we nursing these beers or what are we doing now? I popped open the Modelo, which is 4.5. All of the cervezas from Mexico are going to be a little bit mild, not like your IPAs, not like Presidente, but this one's a lot crisper than the Pacifico, but it lacks the flavor. So I need a beer with a punch. And on a hot day, I'll get down with the Modelo, but Pacifico so far, it has the lead.
That's my boy.
Yeah, but I just want to let you know that Sean, he shouted me out in front of the cat man. Because whenever he would show me those bobbles, I would tell him my son did those bobbles. Get that crap out of here. Well, ain't gonna tell him.
Yeah,
you talking shit about your bobbles. He said that his kids can do them, but I can't believe it.
I'm gonna let y'all motherfuckers know. If you tell me something, understand that if a person comes in front of me, it's being said. You know what I'm saying? I tell that people all the time because anything you should say on the internet or you gotta be able to say it in front of the person. So he laughed about it though. He had a good time with it, man.
He's like, you know how many times I heard that in the car show?
yeah.
Get out of here.
You know what's funny? And one of Will's biggest misses, and we talk about it so many times. There was a Roberto Clemente that was numbered to 21. That I was like, yo, Will, we hit him. I was like, Will, go ahead and get it. And Will was like, yeah, all right, I'll double check on it, you know, and he forgot about it. And it closed. It sold for like 150, which is for Clemente, it's way undervalued. So we regret that one. I think that's one of our biggest misses. You know what I'm saying? Not jumping on that one.
No, I my biggest miss is when Junior had rode on the 3-footer.
Oh yeah, the
Clemente in Ohio for cheap for $500.
And I commented. I said, bro, let's roll, and you was out here.
I regret that one. I regret it.
Yeah, if I was closer, I'd be all over that. But being out on the West Coast, that's too far.
Bro, me and him drove to Philly for the Manny, because I got a Manny and an Ortiz 3-footer with the World Series 2004, which is the Red Sox, arguably the Red Sox biggest World Series. So the fact that they're Dominican, I was like, yo, we can go over there. Let's roll. Let's go to Philly. And we literally went to Philly, come up, and came back home. So I would have went to
Tony Luke's. You got to get a cheesesteak in Philly.
That's what we did. We went there.
Yeah, we did.
It was amazing.
See,
so
your boy knows. Food, beer, baseball, bobbleheads. I got it all covered.
It was fun. I just wish I would have went. We would have went through like a regular season. Like we went. There was no games when we went, but beyond that, like I would have loved to go to a minor league park. But we had a good time there, though. It was fun. Shout out to
there was a game, but I believe the weather wasn't right for us.
Nah,
we were trying to leave at a certain time.
No, the game was. You guys are from New York. Aren't you used to cold?
Oh yeah, I know. I'm used to that. I love the cold.
I hate the cold.
The weather's not right.
I take the cold anytime.
The only thing, if it was raining, I understand, but if it was cold, come on.
See, I tried to shoot him one. I tried to get. It was raining, bro. Listen to me. It was raining.
Yeah,
it was cold.
Hey, rainy baseball is better than no baseball.
Yeah.
Facts.
So with the pandemic and everything that was going on in 2020, not a lot of stadium giveaways were happening. So it became the year of Group Bobbleheads. What do you guys feel on the Group Bobbleheads?
Well, you go first.
Well, of course, my favorite is the.
He didn't ask you what your favorite. He didn't ask you what your favorite was.
Oh, okay.
He said, "How do you?" He said, "How do you feel about him?"
I like him. It's a good concept. It's good for the group. I like it.
Yeah, me too. I think it's fun for the group. I think it's important for every group to establish themselves. So yeah, no, it was fun. Some groups did better than others, but we'll get to that in a second, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure we get to
We
that.
definitely are going to get into that because I have from the bar. We have La Reina y El Grande. Now, this bobblehead right here is a part of a series that has multiple sugar skulls or mariachis going on. And the reason why I added this to my collection is because I get down with dual bobbleheads. And this one is sort of cool. So it's limited to 216, and I got 182. Do you guys got one?
No. Nah, my fault, Nick and Roberto and Rob and all these crazy guys, Gary and them. It's a great bobblehead. It is.
It just doesn't fit my theme, man.
It doesn't fit what we do though. It's like but I also feel like if you really support a page, I think you should have it. And I will say that. You know what I'm saying? I support the fuck out of the bar. I'm just not a skull person at all. That's kind of where I'm at with it. I just don't really like skulls at all. I think that shit's super overhyped. But they do a great job with it. They got Success Promotion. Success Promotion is definitely in my top 3. If you want to know my top 3 promotions, it is AGP number 1, number 2 is Destroyer Promotions, and number 3 is Success.
Destroyer's still in the game because I felt that a lot of their stuff was late 90s into the early 2000s, and I really haven't seen them since.
They're really slow with it. It's really slow, and when they pop up, it's kind of weird. Honestly, Akron does the most, like the Rubber Ducks. Most of their bobbles is Destroyer, and they don't on social media. They almost don't exist. You know what I'm saying? But I love the home base. Like I love the fact that they put the home plate on base, and their details, man, are just as good as Alexander. I mean, they're just as good as AGP. So I really like their shit. And they did the League of Their Own set. Was really good with Evelyn and God, I forgot the other girl's name. But they love their shit, and their mascots are the best in the game. So I couldn't give them number 1 because, like I said, they're not as consistent and they're almost non-existent on social media. So, like, if I was gonna set up a bobblehead beyond, the camera and stuff, if you want to stick to the newer stuff, I would say I'd have them. Like, if we would do a Bobble Bros, a bobblehead, it would be through Destroyer.
Have you guys thought about doing that?
Yeah, we've thought about it. I don't know if we're ready for that like that. I mean, we got a lot of things working. We got a lot of things on the works. We have we started a new minor league page, which is, shout out to my other admins, Nick and Heather. But we started a Cup of Coffee minor leagues. It's mostly a minor league page. Just talk shop about baseball and prospects. So you can sell cards, sell not bobbles, X on the bobbles. But we're selling, you could do baseballs, you could do cards, you could do photo edits, anything that you can kind of go into the game and enjoy. The biggest thing about it and how we really want the page is we want it to be about going to a game and enjoying yourself and talking and complimenting the posts. 20 times, I think what happens to a lot of these pages, I think me and Nick were really clear. And the people that don't know this about Nick is Nick does sell a shit ton of bobbles, and I'm not taking anything away from him. The thing about him, though, he's a collector's collector, though. So, like, I remember when we first come up with the concept, he was just like, "Yeah, I don't want this just to be a card page. I don't want it just to be this." And I think that's kind of what made us fit good. You know what I'm saying? Was just the fact that we wanted it to be more about collector. We want you, like, when you post something, we want people to brag about it. You know what I'm saying? Not just how much is this or what's the price or PM me on this or PM me on that. Or it's about the experience, man. You go to a minor league game, throw some pictures, man. What beers you drinking? What snacks you eating? You know what I'm saying? Let's have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Have a good time with it. And that's really what the page is about. So not a big fan of skulls. That's I guess that's why I don't have a lot of Go up us because most of them are
Or-
stores. Oh well, you know, those are my guys, man. You got to rep for my guys. Rep for the you knows.
I had to get it. The detail on it is really good. Everything is raised on it. However, the paint's a little flat. There's some brush strokes that you can see on the hat, and it looks a little sloppy and sort of rushed together. But out of all the sugar skulls that I have, which is probably about like 3, this is definitely the top one. You know, it's a dual, it's well put together, and the other ones tend to be on the miniature side. And some of those are actually the highest priced ones, like the Hillsborough Hawk. That thing's like what? Smaller than a Yankee bobblehead.
Nothing smaller than Yankee bobblehead. Those are minis. They're fucking kid toys. Those are Lego minifigures, if you ask me. How do you feel about well, hold on. Are we gonna go into our favorite, or we're gonna go into this one real quick?
We're gonna go into this one.
Okay, let's go into this one. All right, so
let's see. You have the pink Reina, and for me, the Reina is always gonna be Selena. And I drove through Texas when she passed away, and the amount of love that state and even the country has with her. I mean, come on, they just put out a Netflix show for her.
Yeah,
it's one of those things that's a polarizing figure. So for me, that's one of the reasons why I got this. But the fact that, you know, the mariachi is playing the accordion, it's different than what's already out there. Everybody else is normally playing the guitar, and the bar has put that together on a couple occasions, but this one just seems so different because it's the dual and because she's singing. And the fact that she has a microphone, come on now.
Yeah. Nah. So we're not doing numbers, we're doing letters. That's something that we've been rocking as a grade. So Junior, we gotta rock with the letters, okay? So what are you at? What are you giving it?
I'm giving this a solid B+. The one thing that I would like to see, instead of just holding the mic in her hand, maybe having a metal rod being the mic stand, making it a little different, making it a little bit more, I don't want to say inclusive, but like it's interactive. And that's one of the things that a lot of places are starting to mess around with, is like augmented reality. And if you scan it with the phone, the bobblehead does something to you or it unlocks something. So if you're going to put together something, be unique and be cutting edge. So a solid B+.
C+. B+. What you got, Will?
I go with a B+ too.
Solid. Yeah, bro. Yeah, but what do you think though in general, man? Give us a little like how you feel about it?
I mean, it's a nice bobble overall. I mean, if you put it up a little closer, I mean, yeah, I mean, for what it is, for group pages, very well, a very good bobble. Detailed colors, and like he said, it's different from the guitar. So yeah, it's a dope bobble.
And I believe there are 10 different ones that actually have like orange face or something like that.
Yep.
So there's a couple limited ones out there, and I believe that they were only for admins and for drumming up business and following for the group. So if you knock out some of those, the retail on that side, people will pay crazy money for them. And it's because it's the sugar skull. But for me, group bobbleheads, it is only worth what you're willing to pay for it. So this one, it was a little high on my end of spending on bobbleheads, but I had to add it.
So my opinion on it is, you know, it's nice. You know, I'll give my grade in a second. So the pros on it is definitely the female for sure. I mean, I love the name, love the concept, love the color concepts, love the bass. You know, love how they threw that on there. The mustache is cool. It's nice. I mean, the mic is nice. There's just a lot you could add to them. So the thing about it for me, like I would have definitely put a sound chip on there. If you're gonna put an instrument in his hand, put a sound chip in there. You understand what I'm saying? That would have been something I would have done. Say, hey man, let's put a sound chip in there. Or even if you're gonna make it bobble, I would have made that bobble. Like I would have made the middle part bobble. So it would have been harder to do, to where it literally as he's bobbling, you hit the sound chip. That, in my opinion, would have been something like fly, dope, very different from the other stuff that you see.
Push the limits of bobbleheads. I love
Should
that.
should
That's
always have
$100.
not
That's
a
$100.
not a one. I mean, you're paying 100. You're paying a premium. You gotta have a premium bobble. It's just a mindset on that stuff. But I could also understand that paying 90, there's limited amount of how many bottles they put out. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why it goes up, and it's more expensive when you're doing a limited run. So I understand completely that aspect. The one thing I've seen that I see you shaking a bobble. Let me see the bobblehead test on that. It's all right. Adds a little shake to it. It's all right.
It seems like La Reina shakes a little bit more, probably because the fact that the hat sort of throws the whole center of balance off.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, they did a good job. It's in my opinion, it's one of the top 5 group bobbles. The only thing for me is, like I said, I feel like it could have been done better. Something else, and ever since you mentioned Selena, it's like it keeps rolling in my head. So like something else, like when I think of like a singer, I think of hair. I think of long hair coming down. You understand what I'm saying? Even though a lot of times I see that side, but like if I'm bringing, see that's my whole thing. I guess in this bobble, neither of them really stick out to me. You understand what I'm saying? Like one is not really sticking out versus the other. And I think that's kind of where you were getting at with the stands. You give her a stand, you make her the main attraction. You understand what I'm saying? And because that's the only bobblehead that she's in, she should be the main attraction. So I feel like she's very subtle to be the main attraction. You understand what I'm saying? Like he got the big ass hat, he got the big ass instrument. She has a little mic. She got a very conservative dress on. Her hair's combed back. Her hair should have been out. You know what I'm saying? Should have been out. It should have been laying down all the way down. It should have been mic stand. He should have almost been behind her a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? She has to be the spotlight. So
what about real hair?
Real hair is tough, bro. Real hair, so that's dope though. I love the real hair stuff, but that's really tough to push out on the bottle.
Exactly. Look at anything that the Detroit Pistons did for Ben Wallace.
Now, those are bad.
Man, it's like a nightmare for a bobblehead.
But I will tell you this: the Blue Jays just released a Boba Shed, and they did the long hair, and they did a really good job with it. So some places can really do good, but I feel like that could have been harder though. And
but the Blue Jays always do the hair, right? Because then they do
they did
Guriel,
not
Pinga.
Pinga.
Oh no, the Pinga power.
The Pinga power. But now overall, I'm gonna give it a B. I'm gonna give it a B minus. I mean,
actually thought you were gonna go and say it's a C.
I was gonna go average. C plus B minus.
He was gonna go that way.
I was gonna. My whole problem with it is, like I said, it's me. I don't know. As the bar, in my opinion, they're probably the best bobble group in the world. Well, not in the world, but out of all these bobble groups. So my whole opinion on it is, if you're gonna be the best, you got to put the best bobble out. That's my opinion. Like that's just how I feel about it.
So that leads into who has done the best group bobblehead of 2020.
I mean, that's easy, and the first two are gonna be the same people that made it. So off gate, I've already said this in my podcast. I say it all the time, and I need to get his punk ass on the video. So Angelo, if you see this, get on our cast and get on the video. So I'd be so scared. Yeah, the Crush, man, the Crush group, they do the best. They do their best. I mean, it's not really close either. I mean, like the first one they did with the dome. He's holding the fucking syrup. He got a chain on, the big Texas belt buckle. By far, that to me is like one of the best ones. The first one they made. And the second one is even more, and that's my second one on the list, is even more ridiculous. It's a fucking full train. You understand what I'm saying? He's on top of the train and throwing it up, just crazy. Like that's what I mean by almost thinking outside the box. Now I will say this, and I always say this too behind that. It is easier to make a bobblehead group for one region. You understand what I'm saying? It's easy because at that point, I'm just gonna put everything that reps us as Texas. So that is a lot easier than with a bar where you have over 2,000 members, and you're trying to pretty much make everyone happy. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to do skulls, but you want it to be commercial because not everybody in your group is Mexican, or not everybody in your group likes skulls. So you almost have to add little bits here and there with it. You know what I'm saying? Versus Crush just said, nah, I'm just going to do everything that what Houston is about. That's what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? But their concepts, I don't know who I'm assuming it's Angelo because Angelo's crazy. They shit is top two. Those are my top two. Will, what's your top two?
I'm gonna have to go with the same thing, man. Houston. Yeah, got the
I
lean.
hear a parrot in the room.
I don't need no more than lean. Once you put lean on a bobble, that's it. You got it, bro. You got the lean. You got the bobble.
Bro, the fact that they put the fucking dome at the bottom of the base, like that base alone, you know. And even though like the armadillo's not huge, he's like he's a mini, but the dome, that base where he's sitting on the fucking dome, he got the belt, he got the scissor, he got the bat. He got the belt. I mean, it's just he got the fucking the grill. He got a gold grill on.
And then the scoreboard that adds a lot.
It's small details, man. It's small details, but it is super easy again versus region. Yeah. What's your top two, Joe?
My top two has to come from the number one spot is the Charlie Finley one done by NorCal Nodders, and that's for the fan exclusive group Discord for the Oakland A's. I love that one because it's so unique. It sort of has the same style hat here, but it's textured. Like it's that velvet type feel to it. So they added a little bit to it. And he's holding his iconic orange baseballs. I've already put that up on the show when I was talking about, I believe we were doing the review of last season. And I had to bust that one out because that's definitely my number one. However, I have seen the ones that you just mentioned. You
gotta pause the show because I need to see it.
Yeah, for real. I don't know what it looks like.
All right, I'll bring it. You got hands down coming back. Textured right there on the bill. You can even see everything.
Junior, you fucking kidding me, Junior?
Damn.
Junior.
The detail on the base. This is a pin that was given out in 1974 to the media, and it's identical to that pin. Hands down, crafted really well. Unfortunately, made in China. That's one thing that pisses me off the most. If you have a manufacturing company for bobbleheads and you do something really well, put your name on it. Let people know that we're doing really quality work.
Oh, you heard, hold on. So two things. I told that to Alexander, to AGP. I said, make something bigger than that gold fucking sticker because it's small and one can read it. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, give me a bobble test. Do a bobble test on that. Put it down. Oh,
no, it doesn't bobble. It fails your bobble test, but just by the look of it, it's just spectacular.
I know I'm usually the asshole on this one.
My question is, who is that again? Who
Charlie Finley. He is the owner of the Oakland A's that brought them over from Kansas City and led them to 3 straight World Series championships. The only other team that did that were who? The Yankees.
Junior, if you didn't tell me that was him, I thought it was the guy from The Price is Right, the one that died.
That's Bob Barker.
It looks just like Bob Barker.
I get the quality thing you're saying on the bottom of the base. I do get that. I guess you would have to be an Oakland A's fan to get that one.
So I'm gonna tell you right now that bobblehead is straight ass. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't know how to say it, bro, because you're my guy, and I know you like. We made you get up for that, and I want to apologize because that shit was ass. It'd have been better if with the hype, like later on, let's go check it out later because that shit gonna be fire. Don't ever disrespect me again like that again.
That's why Junior didn't get up. He wasn't gonna show it.
Yeah, he didn't want to show it. Yeah,
I'm proud of all my bobbleheads.
It's my number one.
If it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. My boy
Junior, it's the number one. Where's it at, bro? We know you have it. Why you not showing it? That was great. Junior, I'm telling you right now.
Is that going to change who you think has the worst bobblehead in the group?
That shit might have jumped to the worst. Mind you, hold on. Mind you, NorCal's been on the show. Great guy, and his wife is dope too. So they're great people. We love them. But yeah, what's your grade on that?
No, that one. We're not doing that. Come on, man. Don't do that. We ain't grading that one. The worst one. We ain't gonna do it.
Hold on. No. Let Junior finish though, because he didn't finish. So Junior, what's your number 2? And cut off the fanboy shit, okay? Because when you do this, you have to do it as open mind. You know, you can't just go, hey, I'm going with Oakland because I'm an Oakland ass dude. Nah, you gotta come with an open mind. There's no way that bobble is better than 80% of the Bobble Group bobbles, bro. Come on, let's cut the shit here. But it means more to you because you're an Oakland fan, and I respect that. Like I respect the shit out of that, bro. Like that's a Red Sox shit to do. Like that's some shit I would have done. I hear you.
Oh, yeah, me too.
But just understand that shit is ass, bro, and never bring it up on the show again. All right. Secondly, what's your second one, bro? Jeez.
My second one is gonna have to be. I actually like the counter. I really do. The counter bobblehead, it's unique. It's the spring necks.
Oh.
Hold on, you talking about the spring necks or you talking about Canadian Bobbleholics?
No, I'm talking about the spring necks.
Spring necks.
Because you're sitting at the desk and he has the bobblehead box and, count it up. How many do you have in your collection? I know the last time I counted, I was up to 500. I know I'm behind the curve, but, it's fun. Once you get another one, boom, pull it down, add another one to the count.
Yeah, that's dope. That is dope.
So
you got a lot of bobbleheads, though, I'll be honest with you.
So, Junior, my problem with when you're rating a bobblehead, like, what are you going off of? Because, and I always ask this question because I think everyone has different aspects of it. So, like, for us, well, for me, I'm going to speak for myself. For me, player likeness is probably the most important thing. But then secondly, it becomes just how well made it is, like the weight, the creativity. So when we talk about the bar doing that bobblehead they just did, my whole thing is the creativity aspect. The two you pick for me, it don't seem very creative. It seems very, it just seems very, I don't know, like they don't boom. Like keep in mind, bro, when you're selling a group page, you're selling your brand. It's almost like you bringing out a clothing line and it's your first thing to bring out. It's the first thing that people gonna have in their house. It has to boom. I don't get that one from either. Even though compared to the one you just mentioned, I like the Oakland one better. So I mean the one you just put up, the Finley one better. So but
for me, when I look at a bobblehead, it has to have good detail. A lot of AGP does textured on their mascots and things like that. If you have the detail and you bring that to the party, get creative, just like the counter. That's creative. Yes, it might be overdone, just like wall catches or even the skulls. But if it's one of those things that finds the niche for that group and it's really done well, because I've seen some really shitty counters. One of them 100%. Being the San Jose Barracudas. It was their coach dressed as a cowboy, and that's it.
That's pretty bad.
So it's different because it has the sunglasses and it has the bobblehead box, and we are all that person holding the bobblehead box.
So let me ask you this though, because Bobble Addicts has a bobble like that too. The first one. Are you a fan of that one?
No way.
So you're not a fan of the first one, but he's holding a box.
That one was too generic, and that actually brings me to the one group bobblehead that I don't like is the Bobble Bear from Bobble Addicts. It just seems like it's going to be something
I'm gonna tell you right now, that fucking Bobble Bear, that Bobble Bear is better than the last two fucking bobbleheads you just talked about. All right, Junior. That bobble, I don't know about that. I'm not a big fan of it either. That's Royal Promotions, right?
Yep. And it's really weird because he brings out really good quality bobbleheads that play into the presidential side, that plays into the Walking Dead and Stan Lee, and it has really great detail. But this one just seemed vanilla. It's just generic. And that's one of the things, like with this one, yes, I'm bringing it back out.
Oh, shit.
It actually has detail. It has character. That one just seems flat.
I could dig that, bro.
I agree. This shit was horrible.
It's not the worst though. It's definitely not the worst. So what we need you to do though, whenever you
group page, it is the worst.
No, it's not. No, it's not the worst. I'm saying right now.
So name the worst. Name the worst.
I'm gonna name it right now, but can I get my shit across? So when it comes to the junior, I'm not junior. When it comes to those bobbleheads, make sure you're putting pictures up. You know, you do the little photo thing. Like you can throw them pictures up because I want people to have like their own thing on it.
Hit us in the comments below which bobbleheads that we will be putting in post-production. Which one's your favorite? Which one's the best?
Do like a poll. Yeah, I think a poll would be really nice too. Um, the worst one is rough.
Oh wait, oh wait,
Like I don't like the Canadian Bobbleheads one. I don't like the turtle. I think the turtle's trash. So you know how I
Mike,
feel about turtles.
Mike, you heard that?
Mike's my guy too. Mike's one of the more creative guys too. So it's just weird when he came out of fucking turtle. Like, hey, bro, what you know what we're gonna do, bro? We're gonna get a turtle and we're gonna base it and we're just gonna. It's like,
Are you
bro,
sure it wasn't an armadillo?
nah, bro. Not for nothing. And going back to the bar, my favorite bar bobblehead is the one that the Canadians got with the Mountie on it, and he got the fucking skeleton horse. That to me is their best one.
That's dope.
So for me, like I mean, and they're doing the best as far as I guess how consistent they are. Spring Necks do a great job too with theirs though. Like I love Spring Neck. I love all their group page bobbleheads, and it's we had him on the page too. It's Campbell.
Yeah,
Is it Matt Campbell or Matt Webb? I think it's Matt Webb.
that web.
Yeah, Matt Webb. He does a great job. He did a really great job with the spring neck stuff. The foxes are dope, and they go for a pretty penny too. And shout out to my boy Matt Campbell though for he did the Mo Gabba bobblehead for the kid with the cancer on it, and that's a really dope concept. I love what he did with that one. Like that's really what it's all about, man. Creativity and having fun and making it important in a society or a community. So for sure, those are my favorites. But yeah, I don't like the turtle. I think the turtle ass. The original Bobble Addicts one is really bad too. The bear probably rounds off my top five. And but it's tough, man. Group bobbles are tough. You know what it is, and I think this is why I don't know if me and Will ever have a bobble, or ever push a bobble hard, for two reasons. The first reason is I think if I was to do it, I'd make it super limited to just me and my really close circle. And it'd probably be like a duel that will connect. But my whole thing about
Same
it
base.
is
Same base. Come on.
nah. We gotta have a different base because we have a different we gotta make you work on it, man. You gotta get the first one, then you gotta get the second one. You know what I'm saying? It has to connect. And I just feel like I like to connect. I like connecting bobbleheads, and it could become a Red Sox fan and do this shit all the time. But but I like that. I like the aspect. But my whole thing behind it is it's hard for me to justify value. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's really the hardest thing for me as a group person is to say, hey, my bobblehead's worth this. And let's just say me and Will cancel our show and cancel our page. Then what's it worth now? You understand what I'm saying? And that's the thing you have. It's really hard to justify the people. And like I said, I'm all about buying into the groups and understanding that you're supporting the group. And I love that, man. That's great. But my whole thing is we break up. We say, hey, fuck it. We're just not going to do it no more. That bobblehead becomes worthless. It's just the reality of it. The bobblehead becomes worthless. It's worth nothing at that point. You know what I'm saying? And that's why for me it's really hard to justify my bros buying that. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, yeah, we collect because we're collectors and we love what we do, and it's really fun to have it, and it's all about the moment. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that, but we all have kids. You understand what I'm saying? We all put a lot of money into this hobby, so I would hate for anyone to put money into something that can just go down to zero. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's different when you buying a ticket to get a bobblehead or for $7-10 and you know what I mean, you sell it for 20-30, or let's just say it's unsellable. At the end of the day, you bought the ticket, it's fine. You supported the team, you supported the atmosphere, you supported the base, that's fine. But when you do that for a bobblehead that you just don't know the resale or value on it later on down the line, I mean, like I said, I hope the bar goes for 100 years. They have a lot of great guys on that group. But it's just for me and me, well, I wouldn't do it is I can't justify taking someone's money and not knowing 10 years down the line what it'd be worth. So
So you
that's
saying
my mindset.
so you saying the page dictates the value?
100%. Because no one's gonna know for instance, no one's gonna know who the bar is if you delete the page. Oh, you remember the bar? It was a bunch of people that was in a group.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is that, and they do it like for instance, Crush and what told them, but man, their bottles they do for like $200-300. They raffle off for like $300.
Crazy.
I can't justify that to a member that something's raffling off or people paying that kind of money for something that I created. And I get it. I put the time, and the time is money. So there should be a time and a number behind it. But in my opinion, $90 is way too much. $100 is way too much.
It's capitalism, right? I mean, that's then we talk about
It's capitalism. 100%. It's capitalism, and if you're willing to pay, it's worth it. I'm not taking anything away from that. The difference is that capitalism value goes up and goes down, right? But it doesn't all go to zero. These bar groups, if any of them delete, they go to nothing. No one wants one. A group. It's just the reality of it. It's just the reality. No one's gonna say, "Hey man, I collect group bobbles." No, it's not gonna be something that. Or I remember that one time I was in a group. You remember that? You know what I mean? It's just not. It doesn't connect that way. It connects for the moment, and that's fine. Like I said, capitalism 101. But hard for me to sell value on that, and I just wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But maybe down the line, something super limited. 20. Give it to our close friends, our family. And give it to our do awards maybe at the end of the year and send out a Bible, something like that. That's kind of what I would do.
I definitely wanted to do a bobblehead. I reached out to AGP and they told me their price. And right now, I don't think I'm that big time to do it, but it would still be really awesome to have a bobblehead that represents me, that connects me to people. And for me, yes, there's money in the bobbleheads and what you can sell for retail. But a lot of the times I go to games with the kids and it's the memory that's connected to the bobblehead. Like I will have a memory of this when it came in and my daughter saw it going, that's a female singer. Can I be a singer, Dad? It's that story that's told with it that'll take it to the next level and it'll be important to her. It'll be important to my kids going, I got adopted and I went to a Stockton Ports game and got an AJ Puck bobblehead. Then I went to FanFest and I got that thing signed. It's the story behind it that 100%. Drives me to be a collector.
No, 100%. I think one of the guys, the Colonel guy, he said that. He said the guy has, like I said, the episode hasn't been released yet, but the guy has like over 5,000 bobbleheads. I mean, and his room is just insane. So it's like 5,000 bobbleheads. It's over 5,000 bobbleheads, and it's like
he rents an office just for.
He has an office just for his memorabilia. So like when I say it's insane. It's insane. Okay. At the end of the show, I asked him. I said, "Hey man, if you were talking to a new collector, like what would you tell him to invest in?" You know what I'm saying? He said, "I would tell him not to invest. I would tell him to pretty much collect what you collect what you love, and because behind the memories, you know what I mean? And that's the thing. So I'm with you on 100% on that. I'm with you on 100% on that. Everything has its memory. You know what I mean? So if that's going to be important to you, and that's going to be what it's all about, get into a buy. I'm not telling you that I'm never going to buy a group Bobble. I mean, shit. There's been times I'm like, damn, I want to jump into that crush. But at the end of the day, we also know that as collectors, we have to be smart about what we get because it's a lot of bobbleheads out there. You know what I mean? And some people don't move away from the fan base. Some A's guys only collect A's. Some Yankee guys only collect Yankees. Some Red Sox guys only collect Red Sox. So when you already have that, sometimes you don't want to move into different things. You know what I'm saying? But overall, like I said, I love what they do. I think it's smart. It's not something I would do. And you never know. Maybe I get this Bible page going and maybe we'll run something. Maybe.
I'll be in line. But one thing that you should invest in is maybe cryptocurrency or like beer, because no matter what's going on, beer is always going to be sold because you either have to drink it to enjoy it or drink it to deal with your family member that's pissing you off. And my last beer of the night is the hyped up 805 Cerveza with lime from Firestone Walker out here in California. I was told by my beer Sherpa from the West Side Renaissance Market, Shotty, shout out to you. You wanted me to do this cerveza to see if it holds up to a Pacifico or if it holds up to a Modelo. Just like everything, 4.5.
Or
off the bat, all I get is lime. Like lime is blowing me off. And when I have a Corona or when they bring me a shot of tequila, I just throw the lime away. I don't need that. I want to taste the flavor of the beer or I want to taste the flavor of the tequila. So with the lime, I'm a little bit reluctant on this one, but let's see what it tastes like. He's a fucking
thug. Because if you give me tequila, I need some lime with that shit.
For real. OG for that. Man.
That's a horrible beer. Have you ever had the Tostitos chips with lime?
Yeah.
I think I just had the liquid version of that.
That's pretty bad.
This is clear as day. Don't drink this beer. I rarely throw away beer, and unfortunately, this one might get thrown away. It might not. I'm three deep, and I'm still thirsty.
All right, try it again. Let me see. Same thoughts.
it's flat. There's no flavor to it. It's trash. It gets an F.
Damn.
It's like
Hands
a
down, I
president.
gotta push it away. So
It's a
the winner for me is Pacifico. That's the one that you got to go to. Make sure full flavor, refreshing, but still deep, and we'll pull you in for more. The 805, one and done, maybe two and done, depending on how far gone you are. I think I might have to go get a shot of 1800 now to wash that out of my mouth.
Yeah, man. I don't know. So over you taking Pacifico over Modelo?
I'm taking Pacifico over Modelo, and if it's up to me, I'd probably have a keg of Dos Equis Amber on tap. I'd roll with that.
Dos Equis good. I haven't had Amber, but Dos Equis good though.
I'm a Pilsner kind of guy, man. So at the end of the day, if it's not Pilsner, I ain't messing. I like ale too. I like ale, light beers.
How many Presidentes deep are you?
I'm slipping, man. I don't want to get up to go because I got my boxers on and I want you to see the pinga. So
Will's gonna sneak away for a little bit.
Look at Will. He gets like that, man. He's weird.
How's that Sierra Nevada treating you? You still nursing it, or did you finish?
Oh no, man! I can't do no more, man. We even finished it. We can't even finish this.
Will's soft.
I had to stop. I got to stop.
Will's soft. But well, yeah, man. I mean, something I was gonna talk about on my podcast, but that got you on. We can talk about this real quick. What you think about the Fernando deal?
Well, it's a lot of money, and it sort of plays into the Bobby Bonilla. Are they gonna bank that he's gonna be that it factor, or are they just paying for like 3 really good years and then it's just gonna be dragging down the franchise? Because right now you got to strike when the iron's hot, and it sort of looks like the Padres are gonna be neck and neck with the Dodgers trying to take the National League. So it might be smart, and it might bankrupt their franchise for the future.
What do you think, Will?
I don't know, man. I believe he's had back injuries, and I believe once you have back injuries, he will continue to have those. So will he be 100% every single time? You're paying for him to play 100% time, right? So I don't know. I mean, it's a good thing. I like when they sign these young guys versus them being so old and they playing to fucking 40. You know what I mean? Because you're trying to give him a 10-year contract after that. But I mean, it's a good signing for a young, a young guy. It's a nice signing.
Well, let me ask you. I'll sign to the contract, but let me ask you this: do you think? I mean, so right now he's being called the face of baseball. What do you think, Jim? Is he the face of baseball?
No, hands down, the face of baseball is going to be Mike Trout. Everybody's hyping him up. He really hasn't had the success. He hasn't had the opportunity to play for a World Series, but he's a 5-tool player. Everybody knows him. But one of the things that you always hear on the radio, not on MLB TV or Fox, but on the radio, baseball itself needs to learn how to market itself better. Because if you walk by Mike Trout and you don't watch the game, you're not even going to know if he's Joe Schmo.
Yeah, I agree with you.
What do you think? Will, is he the face of baseball?
No. I mean, he had an awesome year last year, considering nobody had an awesome year last year. But nah, not yet. Nah.
All right, so I'm gonna be on the different one on this one.
He only gave us one good year, man.
Let me tell you where I'm at with it, though, so you can understand what I'm saying. Okay, Tatis undoubtedly is the face of baseball. It's not close. And let me explain to you guys why. Number one, it's for the same reasons that we just talked about. Mike Trout walks down the street. You don't know who Mike Trout is. Mike Trout is a boring ass player. He has a shitty swing. Yeah, he produces and he's amazing and he has all this. His WAR is amazing and he's a 5-star guy. Like a 5 does it all. I'm not saying anything. Trout's probably one of the greatest that ever done it, if not one of the top 5. The thing about baseball though is he's the perfect example of why baseball can't market itself, even if they wanted to more, because there's nothing exciting about Mike Trout. Nothing exciting about Mike Trout. The reason why a guy like Tatis gets this contract is because he's probably the most marketable player in baseball, and it's not really close. And when I say that is the glasses, the hair, the swag, the energy, the fact that he can touch two fan bases, because not only is Latino, but he's Latino that speaks English too, which is big because usually you don't have that. Like Acuna and Soto are probably more talented than Tatis. Not defensively on
Yeah.
either side, not defensively on either side, but as far as hitting, I think Soto's is better than all of them. But my whole thing is they don't speak English. Okay, they're not as marketable. When it comes to Fernando with the blonde dreads, the glasses, the pink sleeves, the extra accessories, all of that is all marketing, man. You can't keep your eyes off the kid when he's playing. You understand what I'm saying? It's a different level. It's a different level of star. It almost reminds me of Ken Griffey. You understand what I'm saying when I talk about star? Like I remember, I told Will about this years ago, like 3 years ago when we were talking about Vladdy, because Vladdy had all this hype coming up, and he's like, oh, he's the number one prospect. He's gonna be amazing. And I kept telling him, I was like, well, he's gonna be better. And it was like everybody was like, nah, there's no way. He's the number one. I'm telling you, that he's gonna be way better. And what it was is I got to see Tatis a lot in Lindom, and I could see something about him. It was just like his aura, his energy. Like he brought a team that never hasn't won in 60 years to win the cup over there. And I saw him do it with his energy, with swag. I saw him do it, have fun. And that's the thing is when it comes to the face of baseball, I think too many people think face of baseball means best player. That's not what it means at all. That is not what it means at all. The best player in baseball is Mike Trout, no question. The face of baseball is Fernando Tatis, no question, because of how marketable he is. And it's the same reason why Harper got a big contract. Harper is not half the player Trout is, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, his swing, the way he flips his hair, the way the shit he rocks on his feet, it has to do with being marketable. And that's what people need to understand when it comes to baseball is that that's what they're gonna bank on. They're gonna bank on the guys who's gonna buy jerseys. They're gonna bank on the guys who's gonna fill tickets. As talented as Trout is, he does neither. It's just the reality. As talented as Mike Trout is, he does neither. So at the end of the day, you got a kid, you're right, who only has 3 years in the league, but his excitement level has been more than any player. And then on a market that's not even known for it, like that's like it'd be different if he was doing it for the Yanks or doing it for the Red Sox. You know what I'm saying? But doing it for the San Diego Padres, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like bringing that, like, bro. They literally changed the way they did their jerseys for him. You understand what I'm saying? Like they literally changed. They had the royal blue with the white. Now they're doing the brown camouflage. All of that. That's all for Tatis, bro. Because at the end of the day, who else they did that with? LeBron James. Who else they did that with? Yao Ming. Who else they did that with? It's marketing, man. That's all it's about. But you have to have a player that can transcend that. That's the key. Is you got to have a player that can transcend it. You know, like we talk about Judge all the time. Judge is not a good player. Let's just be honest. I know I'm a Red Sox fan. I talk a lot of shit, but he's not a good player. He's never fucking healthy. He never plays more than 60 games. It seems like, he strikes out 200 times. He's not a good player, but he's 6'7", and he hits 400 feet home runs. He's marketable. Big smile, big swing. He's marketable. That's a big part of baseball. I mean, it's the fact that in half a season, he already had a part of Yankee Stadium that was dedicated to him. You understand what I'm saying? We had players that been Yankee Stadium for 20 years and never had nothing dedicated to them. That goes to the marketability aspect of baseball. And that's why, and you're right, baseball doesn't do a great job of doing it. It's kind of never had to. And basketball is probably the best at it. The NFL's horrible at it, but the NFL is the most popular sport. So like when people tell me about, oh well, baseball doesn't market themselves, neither is the NFL. The NFL doesn't market themselves at all, but they're the most popular sport. Period. In the United States, in the United States of America, they're the most popular sport. It's not even close. You understand what I'm saying? So my opinion is, I like the deal. I thought it was a smart deal for the Padres. 14 years, I know seems like a lot, but it's not really 14 years because he was going to be with them for the next 5. So it's more like 9 years of contract. They bought out his rookie years, which is brilliant because now they don't have to compete with other teams. You understand? And then when that contract is over, he's only 35 years old. That is the key. You're getting him for all of his prime.
I'm going to use your line. They have another guy at 300 mil.
Mm-hmm.
You tied up everything. You know what I mean? Now you tied.
I mean, it's baseball. It's not salary cap, man.
And I think you got, your first baseman at 2 and change, if I'm mistaken?
That's probably the worst deal out of all of them is the Hosmer deal. The Hosmer deal is really bad. The Machado deal is fine. And the Tatis deal to me is fine. It's going to be 20, was it like 28 mil a year? That to me, in my opinion, that's fine. I mean, that's money. They'll make that. That's in my opinion, nothing.
If they allow fans.
You got to win.
And that's the hardest part.
But alone
in the jersey sales, man. I mean, a jersey ain't gonna cover that much money. but he's going to be the number one selling jersey this year. It's just the reality. He's going to be the number one selling jersey this year. So, I mean, there's a lot that goes into the money that he brings to the table and the marketability he brings to the table. But I also understand, too, and I get what you guys are saying, only 3 years of production. That's tough to invest that. But when you have your guy, you have your guy. Like me thinking about like the Red Sox, with Mookie Betts. Everyone always talks about how come we didn't do it. Well, it's really quite simple. Mookie Betts isn't 22 years old. Mookie Betts 28 years old. So you sign him to a 12-year deal. You're fucking when he's around 40 years old. He's gonna be playing baseball. Baseball's not that game. You know what I mean? Like it's just not that game. That guys can stick around till they 40. It's just the reality. They can't. And guys like Tatis and guys like Mookie, they really rely on their speed, and that's the first thing that goes. You understand what I'm saying? So are you paying all that money for the 5 years? Because and that's my whole thing is when people talk about bro, Tatis is 22 years old. 22 years old, bro. I mean, he's only gonna get better. I'm being honest with y'all right now. Like if I want to invest in somebody, invest in Tatis, he's only gonna get better. I don't think he gets I think he's gonna be the star of baseball if he's not already, in my opinion. I don't think he's ever gonna be a Mike Trout though. And I'm saying I'll be clear about that. I don't think he's gonna be a Mike Trout. Even though his last 2 years, his WAR is right under Mike Trout's. But we'll see, guys. We'll see. I mean, keep in mind, we're also coming from, and I think with Junior too, a lot of times you're talking from an Oakland perspective also. And Oakland they don't sign long-term. They just don't do long-term deals.
Our next up-and-coming star, Matt Chapman, back-to-back platinum gloves. Yes, he got hurt last year, but he is the biggest commodity in Oakland. And he's represented by Scott Boras, which means it's a guaranteed I'm out. He ain't going to be around. If anything, Olsen's going to be around. And Olsen has more pop and gives you about the same numbers. I mean, their WAR and their wins above replacement and all that different shit. When Olsen's in there, he'll drop a home run on you. He has the Golden Glove too at first base. So if anything, sign Ole and we might be okay. But our owner is one of the richest dudes out there, and he's cheap as hell. So I guess he's trying to collect his bobbleheads on the cheap.
You're crazy. It'd be like that. But you guys did something really different when you guys signed Robert Poston and you gave him like a $4 million signing bonus. Oakland doesn't usually do that. So
we get to Kyler Murray, and he went to go play football. So
that was all marketing.
It might be something that bites us again.
The best thing you could have done, bro, was, Kyler Murray wasn't a great baseball player. It's just reality. He was a good athlete. He wasn't a good baseball player. Like I looked at his numbers in college, and they were average. I mean, he was a better football player. He did the right decision. You didn't want that kid. Because to pay $25 million for a kid and that's what it's going to take. It's going to take $25 million because that's what he's going to get in the NFL as the first overall pick. So $25 million? Nah, bro. Nah. No.
But I want to thank you guys for your time. I know we've been at it for a while. So one more cheers. Even with the really crappy beer, stay away from the 805 Cerveza. I want to cheers you guys. Thank you so much, my brothers. Bro. You guys have a good one. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. Go find the Bobble Bros on any of the streaming podcasts. And we'll see you next time on Baseball, Bobbleheads, and Brews.
Hey, I appreciate you holding it down and inviting us to come through talk some shit with you, man.
Thank you, Junior.